According to the World Tourism Organization and International Highlights 2019 edition, there were over 1.4 billion international tourist arrivals in 2018. That's 3 times the number as that in 1995. This generated over $1.4 trillion in tourism receipts. The tourism and hospitality industry is rapidly growing as the number of travelers increase. However, due to the coronavirus pandemic, this has had a massive negative impact that is unavoidable. As a THM major, one of my classes has been discussing the impact since the first day of the semester. The tourism industry has a positive impact on the world, and it's up to us to help it recover after, for both the global economy and our own mental health. The tourism and hospitality industry has a large effect on the economy, both global and domestic. According to the World Travel and Tourism Council, in share of GDP generated by travel and tourism industry worldwide 2000 to 2019, the tourism industry is over 10% of global GDP, which makes it one of the largest industries in the world. In the Tennessee Department of Tourism Development's 2018 Economic Report of Travel in Tennessee shows that Davidson County alone had over $500 million in tourism receipts, generating over 70,000 jobs. With the pandemic downturn, many of these businesses and individuals are affected financially. Traveling is low, in part due to staying home and social distancing, but also because economic recessions always cause a decrease in travel, like what happened in 2008 during that recession. According to the WTTC and COVID-19 forecast job loss in travel and tourism sector worldwide by region, it is expected that over 75 million jobs will be lost because of the pandemic, about 2/3 of which are in the Asia-Pacific region, which was one of the fastest growing regions in tourism development, which means that many of those countries rely heavily on tourism in their economy. Now that I've illustrated the suffering caused during the pandemic, I'd like to move on to discussing possible recovery. While everything is shut down now, it is important for those who can to be willing to move forward in the future. Staying home right now is the most important thing, which means making the best choices you can and following government regulations. Regulations differ by city and state, which means that you just have to make the best choices you can. My entire state of Ohio is out of stay-at-home order, and I know that Murfreesboro is as well. Just because you may not be does not mean that you shouldn't still take precautions. Making hard choices is what has to happen now. It sucks that there's not going to be a summer. It sucks for all the birthdays out there, but we have no idea when this is going to end or how long it's going to continue. Still, afterwards, you have to be willing to travel. People want safety and security when they travel, especially in economically and in health. It won't be possible for all to travel, especially for people unable to work or not bringing home an income right now. But recovery is a process. If those who can travel do, that brings back demand for more jobs, which creates more economic stability, which allows more people to have the opportunity to travel. Traveling is one of the best options when all of this is over, not just as a solution to the economy, but also for our own personal mental health. Traveling afterwards has definite economic benefits, improving not only the global economy, but also our domestic economy. According to the U.S. Travel Association and Travel Economic Impact, which was published in July 2019, there were $1.1 billion brought into the U.S. economy from domestic and international tourism. While this type of spending will not be back up for a while, that's a lot of lost opportunities of financial gain. With the current growth rate of the industry before the pandemic, tourism and travel will help to revitalize the current economic state. There are also many personal benefits of travel, including improving mental health. In Nature, Tourism, and Mental Health, Parks, Happiness, and Causation, which was published in 2020, Ralph Buckley surveyed visitors to parks in Australia. While not unexpected, his findings were very important. 60% of people who visited parks found recovery from stress. Many interviews found short-term happiness, but more than half the people had long-term benefits from nature tourism, like in this picture here. While not explored in this study, the author finds it likely that other types of travel have the same benefits. The pandemic is a major source of stress in people's life, and that will not all go away once people can return to their everyday lives. While there is no cure-all, tourism can help improve mental health, and especially during the lows and hardships affecting people right now, that's especially important. As you can see, the tourism industry is incredibly important in the world's economy and the well-being of individuals. Social distancing and staying home is the best option for global health, but in the long run, we need to think about other options to restore these lost jobs and income. The best way for you is to promote tourism and to travel yourself. When all of this is over, go on a trip, especially to low or mid-sized areas that rely heavily on tourism as a source of income. The only way to recover is for everyone to act, to travel and to visit places. After a long time social distancing, travel will also benefit you. So plan a trip. Wait for now, but before too long, we'll be out in the world again and ready to go on our next tourist adventure.